days of pain. Heroes fall and rise again. Turnbuckles crack, rivalries burn. In the squared circle we all learn. Pile drivers, leg locks, fame. Who's the next to stake their claim? Weekly wrestling review. Gumpzilla and A-DAM too. Step in the ring, let's break it down. Champions rise or hit the ground. Tales of glory, tales of pain. Heroes fall and rise again. Turnbuckles crack, rivalries burn. In the squared circle we all learn. Pile drivers, leg locks, fame. Who's the next to stake their claim? Weekly wrestling review. Gumpzilla and A-DAM too. Step in the ring, let's break it down. Champions rise or hit the ground. Steel chairs crash, crowds roar. Every week there's more in store. Tag teams collide, belts on the line. Let's talk the stories one more time.
Well, hello. Welcome to season 2 of Weekly Wrestling Review. I am Gumpzilla.
I'm A-DAM here. It's good to be back.
Yeah, if you say so. I mean, I'm stuck with you right now.
Yeah.
We'll explain to that a little later here. So, besides that, how you doing there, A-DAM?
Good. Got a day off. Work's been busy. But just still trying to, get over how great this past weekend was. We had a good show, but unfortunately yesterday I come home from work and I hear the sad news about Charlie Kirk, and that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, we're gonna start off with the show. We here at Weekly Wrestling Review, we don't normally talk politics. We don't talk world news, but what happened to Charlie Kirk is a travesty. And it for us, it's I'm still in shock.
Yeah.
Um, I I'm a big fan of Charlie Kirk. If you haven't figured out by now, I mean, what we believe in. It is what it is. I mean, it's it's what we stand on. But we don't talk politics. But for somebody to be shot and gunned down for their beliefs is just disgusting. This is America, and you should believe in what you want to believe. I mean, that's and no matter where you stand on the political spectrum. The man was killed for his faith, for his stance on marriage, his stance on his conservative views. I mean, just and it's sad and it's disgusting. But for me personally, I will say this: that I know where he's at. Um, I know where he is now. He's dancing with Jesus, and it brings me great hope.
hmm
So, A-DAM, I think your camera went off again
It
there.
making me reconnect.
Okay.
So I hit reconnect, but yeah, can you hear me good and everything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
While you
but
do that, I'm gonna try to get my other phone set up here for you.
yeah, but yeah, it's just devastating. Like these are, these are grown people, that like no matter what side you're on, it shouldn't never come to this. Um,
Let me see. I'll get this all hooked up here while you
but
talk here.
yeah, we need to be better as humans. Like we don't necessarily always like people aren't gonna agree on everything, obviously. But we gotta be better at like why can't we have different beliefs and like just have a normal conversation, explain what we believe and stuff without like, someone getting mad, upset or whatever. And it's just sad to see that this is where it's coming to. We good now?
How do you turn off the? What a
Yeah,
way to start off.
season
There we go.
two.
Now that
Okay.
you saw me twice on a camera here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not trying to be, we're not trying to be somber about it, but
Mm,
we got to do, we got to do better, and it just is what it is. And thank you, Charlie, and
yes.
we will continue to talk and how we, I mean, and just get out there and just don't be afraid to speak what you believe in.
Hmm.
As long as it's not violent, as long as it's not hateful, get out there. Need to talk.
Yeah.
So, okay, a lot's going on since the last time we had our show. Um, our last show was a Hulk Hogan tribute show, and
Hmm.
we had some technical difficulties then too.
Yeah. I'm still looking into that. I think leading up to our pay-per-view, I think there was a little bit of tampering going on
Oh,
from the low budget NWO characters and,
oh my goodness.
having the spotlight on me. They didn't want to have it, so jealousy played a
Oh, so
factor.
you're gonna blame me? You're gonna blame us for this? You're gonna blame me? You think I did this on purpose?
No, I don't. I know you guys had to have done
Oh,
it on purpose.
oh my
This
gosh.
is, I'm not one to sit there. No, 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 no. When you're great, you can brag. I am one to brag. But I mean, I've been on the fives of the week, you know? And if you look at the views, the episode I was on is top five in views, just saying. So to have that happen again with the other two, yeah, I think there's definitely tampering going on. So me and Mr. Ferrari are going to look into it more, but yeah,
Your buddy, Mr. Ferrara.
the best boss.
Gosh. What do we got going on? What are we doing here? What are we doing? What?
We're,
What?
we're having a,
Why? So you're doing? We're gonna do this right now. We're
what?
gonna do this right now.
Talk facts. That's what we do, right?
You're not talking facts.
What did I just say a little bit ago? We can we're grown ups. Let's have a conversation and, not get all mad. He took his hat off. That
Well, I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong, and
okay,
you are wrong. He is wrong.
okay. But saying you're wrong can be wrong. So
What is what has he done for you right now? What has
he's
he done?
he's done everything for me.
Has he? What has he done? Just give me like 5 things that he's done for you.
He's helped me see this true side of you guys. He's helped me pick myself up, get better. He's helped me become more of a team player. He's helped me headline a main event.
Yeah, a main event that you did not win, by the way.
Yes, but I gave it
And
my
and
all.
Mo Money Mike kicked your ass.
Hey, you can say whatever you want. Yeah, he did, but I'm not gonna be the one to lose and then go join him. Oh, sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? You
Mm.
call yourself Gumpzilla, but that was definitely a Chumpzilla move right there.
It's
What?
because you don't know what he's done to me. You don't understand. He manipulated me.
You got the word right. Congratulations.
He manipulated me. He manipulated Mo Money Mike. I don't know how many times I've got to tell you. He manipulated us to kill the SWA the first time around. And now he's trying to come and take credit for everything that we've done. Even you. What you've done. You are part of what we have done to bring back the SWA. But
Yes.
you are siding with a man and that turncoat Danny Payne,
Mm-hmm.
both listening to this guy saying that he's the rightful owner.
Yeah.
A- A-DAM, I'm telling you, and I've told you countless times, Mr. Ferrara, Andy Ferrara, he's a liar, he's deceitful, and hate to be, I hate to see the day when you come and you realize that I was right. And the fact that you still have you have a receipt coming too. You turned your back on me. And the only reason why we're still doing this show is because, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because I do love doing the podcast.
Yes.
And I do love doing the
Mm.
podcast with you. It's because I'm contractually obligated to have the show with you. And
Mhm.
I'm still hurting from Saturday night. I still feel that ankle. My ankle is still hurting. What you did to me at the end of that show. And it's despicable what you did to be a part of that little power bomb
Mhm. That
on
was
Mo
not
Money
no
Mike.
that was not no little power bomb. That was the power bomb. And the only thing about the power bomb I didn't like is that Mo Money Mike was able to get back up.
It's despicable.
It was pure cinema. If you didn't see it, go out and watch it.
Yeah, why don't you tell them where to find it? I would love for you to give them a plug right now
Give them a plug.
because of how much you hate your hatred for them. Go ahead, say it, please.
Hatred for who?
For the Fives of the Week podcast, for Mo Money Mike, for Hollywood Apple Snatch, and for Chi Chi. Go ahead.
Oh, there's no hatred.
Tell them where to
It's
find it, though.
business.
Tell me, you tell them where to find it. Look into the camera and you tell them where to find.
Find what? They
All right.
know where to find it. I don't have to tell them because they were looking up A-DAM all night
Yeah.
Saturday,
Well, your phone's
and they were
crashing
able.
again, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah. The tampering continues,
Yeah.
but anyway,
After I just tried to help you. Let me get my camera up for you. Let me take care of that for you. I'm gonna be the nice guy here. You can find the replay of SWA Unfinished Business, since my colleague here will not say it, on the Fives of the Week podcast on YouTube. Please go and watch it. It was a great show. And A-DAM, I'm going to give him credit because that was a great match. And watch my match with Danny Payne. That was a war.
I was very impressed with your guys' match too. I'm gonna be honest. I give you credit as well.
And then we had a debut of two wrestlers, Angelo and Thunder Gun. Oh man, that way to
Wh-
start off the show.
What a match that
That
was.
was great. Well,
Get the
see,
crowd
as we're
into it.
watching, here he is coming out, Mr. A-DAM himself. How cocky he was. Look at that. Making kids cry, flipping people off. Oh, he's going right after Al Rich here.
Yeah, I had to let him know, like last time he came and performed, he was booed out of the ring. So
But I'm telling you, A-DAM, this is not, he is not the boss you think he is. He's going to kick you to the curb when he doesn't get what he wants.
I'm willing to take the chance. I think he's the best boss. He's the boss. I'm going to stick with him. And that is not just a fact, that is an executive order.
I I I'm a loss. I'm at a loss for words right now.
Yeah.
But you're gosh darn lucky I'm getting this all set up for you. Having to use my phone. Make sure I turn everything off here. Mute speaker, microphone. I'll even give you the nice side of the camera too. All right. Here, you hook that up. There you go. Unbelievable. It's just an unbelievable just
How is it?
it's grainy. But
Yeah.
technical difficulties, you know how it goes. Let's see what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. What a way to kick off season 1 or season 2 of
Season 2.
Yeah, season 2. All right. We still got a lot to work on. Now, there's my man right there.
Yeah. There's the man. Your hero.
Yeah.
I can't beat ya,
But
so I'm gonna
but
join ya.
I just want you to know though. Best thing to ever happen. Am I disappointed I did not retain that title? Absolutely. I'll admit it. But it was the best thing to ever happen because I let the hatred of my hatred to Mo Money Mike, my hatred to the fans, my idolization of that title, the manipulation from Mr.
He
Ferrara.
got the word right again.
In the end, it was the best thing to ever happen. And everything that we've done, I was there for you when you were in your time of need, and you know that. And you broke my heart when you turned his back. When you turned your back on me to Mr. Ferrara. I want you to know that I still love you, and that's never going to go away. But A-DAM, we are going to meet in the ring, and you will find out what tough love is all about.
Are you sure you want to meet in the ring?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a slobber knocker, buddy.
Gumpzilla versus A-DAM at the next SWA show. I got to take you out.
What, are you gonna buy me dinner?
Ooh. Nope.
Well, you said you're gonna take me out. That's the only way you're taking me out, because you're not gonna take me out in the ring. You're
I'm
not gonna take me out outside of the ring. You're not gonna take me out here. So we'll just have to wait and see at the next pay-per-view. You work hard. You get your mindset. You spoon with Mike like you usually do. Go over all the notes because you think I was good with Mike. This time I'm getting the job done for sure.
I don't know. Half the time you were out of the ring running from Mike. In fact, we're just getting ready to see that. If you thought Mo Money was scary, imagine what's going to happen when you get into the ring with the kaiju of men. And I can see the fear in your eyes right now.
No fear.
So this leads us to our topic today. Betrayals in wrestling. I mean, as much as I would love to put your betrayal towards me as my number one, which it
Mm,
absolutely will be, this is not about us. This will be
No.
about wrestling history.
Yes.
And I begin with the betrayal of when the Four Horsemen turned their back on Sting. Now, I don't know how much you've gone back to see how that happened, but there was that jealousy of Sting. Like Sting became a four horseman. Like Flair was like, "I want you to be a horseman. I need you to be a horseman." It was a feud that Flair was in, but he wanted Sting to be a horseman,
Mhm.
and it was just you started to see the jealousy. That he wanted his number one rival to be part of the Horsemen, and it was working great for a while until, well, the jealousy just took over, and Flair
Mhm.
and Ole Anderson and Arn and Barry Windham decided to turn their back on Sting. What about you? What's your
Are we doing like a top 3, top 5?
just whatever comes to mind?
I The first thing that comes to mind, man, is that I watched it a while ago. I watched it over and over, but it was Owen Hart on Bret Hart.
Oh, that's a good
Um,
one. Oh my gosh.
you should have tagged me.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, very good.
It built up for them, you know? Um, just what an incredible athlete.
Yeah, that happened in, was it Rumble '94,
Mhm.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what a great just betrayal, and then, like, it really was the spark of Owen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and what a like I said, what a great athlete, but dude, just with what it's sad that we lost him when we did because I
Yeah.
really think that he could have been one of, the top superstars towards the end of the Attitude Era and then the beginning of the 2000s and stuff, but man, that was that was one of my favorite betrayals right there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mhm.
You could tell it started to brew. It started,
Yeah.
like, in around Survivor Series and during the Survivor Series match where Owen was the only one eliminated out of the brothers in their, when they were taking on what was supposed to be, uh, I'm sorry, Jerry the King Lawler and the Knights. It ended up being Shawn Michaels and the Knights. But that was a great build, and they ended up having some great matches
Yeah.
together too.
Really good. They were the chemistry in the ring and everything, dude,
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
watching them 2.
that is a good one. That's a
Mhm.
great betrayal. Uh, go back to, another brother and brother, when Scott turned his back on Rick to
Mhm.
join the, NWO. Like, there were teases, weeks leading up to it, and you wouldn't have thought it was gonna happen when they won the, WCW tag titles a few weeks before the betrayal.
Mhm.
And so there was, like, a rematch on a Nitro, I believe it was a Nitro, where Hall and Nash took on the tag team champions, the Steiners. So what led up to it is that all of a sudden you see the classic Steiner, where Rick is kind of like doing the dog stance, and then just Scott comes up and stands over him, and he's watching, and Scott's watching, Rick's watching, and all of a sudden you just see Scott just go and boom
Yeah.
and help the outsiders get the tag titles back. But that was a great betrayal. I mean, may have been like one of the biggest unkept secrets that it was going to happen, but I thought it was done very well.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
dude. It
you would never think when it comes to, brothers,
Mhm.
especially brothers, that that they would ever turn their backs on each other, but it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a lot, there was a lot back then, you had, like, you had, like, Stone Cold go corporate, pretty
Yeah.
much betrayed, WWE and joined Vince. Um, you know, um, there's a lot of good ones, but then, like, even within the last, like, what, like, 10 years, there's been some really good ones, like Seth turning on the Shield. I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people expected that, but that's what really, I started watching more because that was, like wasn't that, like, 2015?
I think it was 14.
Okay,
Either 14 or 15, yeah.
okay.
But it was, you know what? I think we were all expecting it to be Dean.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I think we all were expecting Dean Ambrose to be the one that betrays the Shield.
me kind of me because I don't know. I was just like at that time, I was like, "Oh, I think it should be Roman. So I kind of thought it was going to be Roman, but that was the best thing to happen because that like after that Roman, it was it was kind of stale, but then he ended up building his character back up, and then really like I think that helped him, and he got even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm at the time I hated it, but now it was like the perfect thing to do.
Yeah.
Seth
Yeah.
was the guy to do it with, but
Right.
I don't know. I just didn't like the skunk hair, I guess.
Did I ever tell you the story of, like, I was at an ROH show? Y
Yeah, probably
yeah,
about 565
yeah,
times.
whatever.
Um,
He freaking kneed my hand.
oh yeah,
That was awesome.
and then your hand rubbed up against his wiener. Is that what happened to you?
No,
No.
it did not touch his wiener. Of course, that was also the same show where, like, my buddy had, with Roderick Strong, um, had touched Roderick Strong, his title,
Hmm.
and Roderick Strong turned around and looked at me and said, "Don't touch my effing title." I'm like, "Well," even though it wasn't me, that was actually, that was real cool.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see. Another good one is obviously, it's always gonna be Hulk Hogan
Yeah,
turning his back um,
I I was
on
gonna let I
WCW.
was gonna let you because that was your guy.
Yeah,
So
and RIP Hulk Hogan,
yes.
though. I mean, it real quick, side note, I mean, yeah, we did the tribute show, but if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we would not be here
Hmm.
doing this. We would not have done a wrestling show as fans. But, yeah, I mean, like, Hogan turning his back on WCW and betraying WCW and joining the NWO, I mean, that really got WCW, like, so hot.
Yeah.
Like, that they were on fire after that. I mean, 83 weeks in a row,
Hmm.
and all because of, what's gonna happen next
Yeah.
now that Hogan's a bad guy. And he had not been a bad guy, before that for 16 years.
Hmm.
15, 16 years before that. He had been a baby face, like the white meat top guy baby face
Hmm.
for 10 or 12 years
Yeah.
straight. So that was a great betrayal, and that was a great, great move.
Hmm.
Career changing. And it
Yeah.
and it changed the business.
It really did. It was something they definitely needed to do, but I like no, I don't think there's anybody that can actually say that they expected that to happen. Could
Right.
you? Like, would you have thought, like, in the back of your mind, would you have ever thought, like, at that time, you watched when he did it, right?
Yeah.
Was there ever a time where you thought, like, maybe it's Hogan?
Well, I mean, when you have Bobby Heenan kind of
I'm
saying,
talking about, like,
but
before, like, leading up, like,
yeah,
bef-
no, I would have not in a million years.
you know,
Not in a million years. But then you kind of go back. If you start, if you watch some of the older nitros and all that,
hmm,
when that nitro was starting to get going, and about about that time, like Hogan was starting to get booed a little bit. So it was
yeah,
like he's getting booed. People are just kind of getting sick of him. And so, I mean, I guess it was there. It was all up to Hogan to pull the trigger.
yeah,
So, and I thought he did a phenomenal job on that.
yeah. And it was, it was great just to see that, and then like, you see him come out and do that, and then dude, like the ring was full of trash. Like these
Yeah,
fans hated it,
yeah,
and then you know, right after that, it's like New World Order
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. What's your next one?
Um, if I had to choose, let me see. I'm, I'm kind of liking. I wanted to talk more about some of the recent ones because, I think some of our other shows we mentioned some of like the older stuff, but like
Yeah.
I was, dude, I just loved John Cena what he did.
Mm.
late in his career. It was like the betrayal against his fans, just kicking Cody Rhodes and joining The Rock.
Yeah.
But
Well, we'll get to that in 1 second. my 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 thoughts on it, but go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
but, yeah, because, dude, I never that's something that I always wanted, but the way like his character was and stuff, like I never would have thought it would have actually come to that point. But
Right.
I remember watching it, and you're like pointing, like, dude, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Is this gonna happen?" And it did,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it was shocking at
mhm,
first. I mean, like, but now I know we're gonna sidetrack a little bit, but I'm gonna say this. In my opinion, that ended up being a wasted opportunity. Like that heel turn did not work in the end. And that can also fall along the lines of when Austin turned heel. Like the shock moment was there
yeah,
at first,
mhm,
but in the end, I mean, like when Dwayne decides all of a sudden he doesn't want to be involved, like I'm telling you, the whole purpose and how that was going to work was had to be involved, and Dwayne decides he doesn't want to show up and start doing movies again, and that was,
mhm,
and every time I watched John go out there, um, it almost felt like he was forcing himself to be a heel. Like people decided they weren't going to have anything out, of it. They he it didn't feel natural, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
I mean, and like he looked like he was trying to force it. It just was not good. And in the end, they had no choice but to force him to be a face again, because I mean,
yeah,
people were not going to have him be a heel.
no,
So I mean, I think the initial shock value in the betrayal, absolutely,
mhm,
but the execution afterwards was
yeah.
very, very disappointing.
And I'm glad you brought that up because, like, when you have a when you have a situation like that where you turn heel, betray or whatever, that is like a key moment, but also it's what you do after that, like you said. And that's why, like, at first, I was like, dude, this is better, this is the best. But I really think that um with it being so short and going, off the rails quick,
Mhm.
like you said, the the Hogan one is gonna have to be the best in the business, I think.
Yeah.
The Hogan betrayal. But at the time, I was thinking it was gonna be. I thought it was Cena, but like I said, it's the longevity of it, and
Yeah.
it was just so short. But
Now, would you consider it a success in the end?
what the Cena,
Just like from start to finish, do you think it was a success, the
um,
successful heel turn, or do you agree with me that it just ended up being a failure?
to be honest, I thought it I thought it was good. I don't really see it as being that much of a failure. I mean, that's the thing with Cena. As good as he is, he can do that switch so quickly, get you to hate him, and then
Mhm.
get you to love him so quickly. So, like I said, I knew it was after that. I was knew they had more planned, obviously,
Yeah.
and they just couldn't capitalize on it. But um, failure, I wouldn't say, but I mean, I was a little disappointed that it was short, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I could see why they could be,
Yeah.
a disappointment. But,
Yeah. Uh, so my next one, I'm gonna go back because I can remember exactly where I was sitting. I watched it twice that day. I know exactly where I was, who I was hanging out with,
mhm.
and that would be when Shawn Michaels turned his back on Marty Jannetty when the Rockers exploded.
Dude, I love watching that. I can't even count how many times I've watched that betrayal.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Well, it was and you think back of like other betrayals at that
Hmm.
point, and even, for that in that era, I don't think there was ever a bigger betrayal
Mhm.
than when Shawn super kicked Marty and then threw him into the glass, uh, at the barbershop.
Mhm.
And like I said, for me personally, because I know you were very young when it happened,
Yeah.
and you're seeing it now, on the after,
Mhm.
but, like, watching it for the first time when I was, like, 6 or 7 years old, and, like, I'm sitting on the couch and my I'm spending, the night at my grandparents' house, the weekend. We were sitting on the couch, my grandma was sitting in the chair because her and my grandpa were a big factor why I became a wrestling fan, and we're watching, and you just watch, all of a sudden they're hugging,
Mhm.
"I love you," "I love you, Marty," and goes and hugs, and they're embracing each other, and then boom, the super kick happens.
Mhm.
And you're like, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" And then when he took Marty and he throws him into the glass, it was just like, "What?" And then you find out, or then when you watch Sean's career and thinking how much of that was such a turning point
Yeah.
in his
You
career.
took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say that, dude. That right after that, he just man, he blew up, and that sometimes it takes that, you know.
I mean, what would have happened? Do you think that, like, if the roles were reversed and it was Marty who betrayed Sean, do you think Marty would have the career that Sean had?
Absolutely not. I don't think he would.
Yeah, I agree with
They
you on
pick
that.
and then that's the thing. At the time when you're invested in the wrestling and like you can pick people back then might have said him, but when you go back and look and see what Sean did, it's like I- no, I Sean was the Sean was the man.
Yeah.
He was the one that really yeah, I don't think
I mean, Sean was definitely the star of that team, and
mhm.
it was. I mean, that when that happened, that they just put the rocket ship onto Sean, and he just took it to a whole nother level.
Mhm.
So,
Very good.
yeah.
My next one might make you giggle a little bit, but no, it's not Kai and Ty and Val Venus.
Oh, no
But
choppy choppy?
no, but dude, I love it. Just the boiler room brawl. Paul
Mm.
Bearer turns on Taker. Taker has it won, and then he just hits him with the urn. Um, I don't know if you remember that one, but
Oh,
it was
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I do. How can I not?
he just gets down and he puts his hand up, and he's like Paul Bearer being the goof
I
he
mean,
was.
literally turning, I mean, li not figuratively, but literally turning his back on on Taker with everything
Hmm.
that they had gone through at that point. Their 5 or 6 year run together. That is an excellent one because
Hmm.
nobody would have thought to see Paul ever turn his back
No,
on Taker. Nobody, I would have never thought it in a million years.
no,
And he hands the urn to Mick Foley, to Mankind, was so symbolic.
and it just set up more and more for them. Like, dude, they had,
Yeah,
like you said, man, they had some incredible matches.
yeah,
King of the Ring.
yeah.
Enough said there,
I mean,
but
they had great chemistry together.
yes.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, that's a really good one. That
Hmm.
is an excellent one.
My next one's probably gonna tickle you a little bit too,
Oh,
but
I can't wait to hear that one. Well, my next one, it's not so much, like a betrayal on like a tag team or, people, but like my next one is when Lex Luger shows up to the first Nitro. Like he had just wrestled at a WWE house show the day before, that Sunday before.
hmm
And in fact, it's funny because like Nitro just had their 30th anniversary last week. So I listened to Eric Bischoff's podcast and talking about what happened and how it all came to be. and he added more, little bit more meat into the behind the scenes of how how they were able to get Lex in. It was Lex was unhappy with his character development that was going on in WWF.
Mhm.
He was talking to Sting, "Hey, Sting, do you think Eric would want me back?" Took a pay cut. He took a pay cut actually to come back because Eric didn't think he was gonna take the pay cut, but he wanted to get out of WWF that bad.
Yeah.
So, and I had just found out on this pat, like I said, and with Eric Bischoff explaining what happened. He had Luger buy his own ticket. Like Luger bought his own plane ticket, bought his own hotel. They snuck him into like the back door of the Mall of America. I don't know how you do that, but they were able to do that because they didn't want anybody to know. Bischoff had no trust in the financial. Yeah, as you see, you're smirking over here.
Yeah.
What it? Um,
Just seeing Mike laying there on the mat.
yeah, but Eric did not want that to get into the financial office at WCW because he you have betray you got people that will run to the dirt sheets to Meltzer or Alvarez so fast to ruin the surprise. So it was so well done, but it was Lex showing up on that first Nitro. That was a betrayal of a company.
Mhm. That's a good one. That's a good one because I remember I started a while ago. I started watching all the nitros in order
Yeah,
and seeing that and seeing Luger there. But really good,
yeah.
really good. My next one. The whole time I thought that back then that Stephanie McMahon was really sleeping. How can she betray
Oh,
Test and go with Hunter?
oh my gosh, I was so mad.
How could she do that? He was like pretending to talk for her. Dude, it was so good.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
But oh man, because that really, that started, you know, her and the hunter, and then oh man, it was just great. Um, Tess was another wrestler who I thought was decent
Yeah.
back then, bigger guy, but Stephanie, how could you do that to Test?
Hmm.
If it just joined Triple H. Oh,
Oh my gosh, that is a really good one. 'Cause how hated
it,
Trips was too,
it,
and how it all came to be before that. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
and then you're right, and then right at that pay-per-view, was it Armageddon?
mm-hmm, believe so.
Oh my gosh. That's a really good one. Very
That's a sleeper, I think.
that
I
is
think people
yeah,
forget about that one, like,
yeah.
but
Nicely done.
mhm.
Nicely done. Well played on that one. Uh, the one I'll always remember, it was a Saturday night main event. I'm going back a little bit back, showing
I love how you go back because it shows like like how you started out so young and like
yeah.
you know, but
Well, I mean,
keep going.
these are memories, I mean, and
Exactly,
this is
that's
what
what I
this
mean.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, obviously I'm 5 years older than you.
Hmm.
So, I mean, like I can go back a little farther, but I mean, like your memory is, from where you're at. This is what makes our show great.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as we
We
don't
don't.
like each other right
Yeah.
now, but I mean, this is what makes the show great.
How's the knee?
But
Okay, keep
yeah,
going.
thanks. Son of a bitch. um, no, I go back to when Sid and Hogan were now it jumps to when Sea Rebel turned his
Is it?
back on turned his back on Mike and I. Man, what's up?
Here, let me blare this out.
You're
Let me put
yeah,
this.
you're timing this
I'm gonna have
quite
to.
well
I'm
today.
gonna have to get another TV out here
Yeah.
so we can show
So
this.
anyhow, back on track. Yeah. The So it was Sid and Hogan taking on Taker and Flair. And, Sid had this jealousy of Hogan because he was mad that Hogan was picked to challenge Flair for the WWF title at WrestleMania 7.
Mhm.
which ended up not happening after that. It ended up being Randy and Rick, but he was just so jealous of Hulk, thinking that Hulk betrayed him and was all. So it was during their tag match. Hogan's going to tag. He's in peril, and he's going to tag Sid. And as he goes to tag Sid, Sid drops off the apron, mocks Hogan, and walks out. That's another. Once again, I was at my grandparents' house
Mhm.
for that moment. That Saturday night, never forget where I was, man.
That's a good one.
I
Man.
don't know if you've seen that one or not.
No, I'm gonna dude,
Uh,
I wanna go back like I said, I wanna go back and start watching more of
yeah.
these.
Oh,
It's hard to find time to, like I said, there was, like, a good week or so I was starting all the nitros in order, but then yeah.
yeah.
"Can I get a snack?"
I'll have to send you that video. Well, there's your boy Danny Payne.
Yeah. Future star, baby.
Um, so next one's on you.
Yeah. Um, I you know, I like this one just because, like, it was so, like I said, it really helped his career in so many ways, but when Rock, turned on the nation and
Oh,
just man, it was just so organic. Like he just the way he did it and a lot of it wasn't really gone through. He just did it organically, like I
yeah.
said. And
Are you
he
saying when he joined the nation, not turn on the nation?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I was just wanted to make sure.
hmm
So,
Um, but dude, because that really that really got him started. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that was definitely the kickstart he needed in his
hmm
career because he was at the point where he just felt forced,
Yeah.
like forced down our throats. I mean, you got
hmm
and people don't, us wrestling fans,
Yeah.
we don't like when something's forced down our throats. That's why
Yeah.
with Roman, what
hmm
happened with Roman when they were forcing it. That's why nobody could get behind Roman. And now it seems to be I don't know if you've noticed, like this past Monday when it seemed like the people were, when people were booing Sammy,
hmm
Sammy's U.S. champ, and people are now feeling that maybe Sammy is being forced down our throats. Well, we don't like that.
Yeah.
So that was the best thing to happen for Rock was just to say
hmm
and rejuvenate his career
Yeah.
to just have him turn heel. And I mean, what a perfect person to,
Yeah.
put him under his wing was Ron
hmm
Simmons.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, to get my facts straight, sorry, but yeah, when he did that and joined the nation, it was actually the nation that turned against him. And
No,
I
the nation had ended up turning on Ron.
that's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
what I just
yeah,
said. Yeah.
yeah,
The nation actually ended up turning on
yeah.
him.
I was just
That's what
yeah,
happened.
okay.
But yeah,
I mean, that
but
was a good one too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was that, and then like I can keep going, but like I love too like it. Another one with Stone Cold was like the invasion part when
Mm,
he turned on WWE
yeah,
and helped
yeah.
them beat WWE.
Just to go back a bit with when the nation turned their back on Ron,
hmm
like my brothers, both my brothers, especially my baby brother, one of his favorite moments in wrestling history was when Rock was giving gifts to the nation. I think it was
Yes.
like a week or two before they finally like turned on him, and he's giving everybody Rolexes, and Ron gets like this portrait of the Rock.
hmm
Oh my gosh, we all still laugh at that because I mean it was so funny, but it was yeah, I mean it was everything leading up to that moment,
hmm
Yeah, that's another good one. Uh, Another one is that same Saturday night's main event, and it wasn't so much somebody betraying to be a bad guy. It was somebody that was betraying because he thought it was time for something to be done right, and that's when Taker turned his back on Jake. So it was right after and Randy had one of another one of the great matches. I think it was their off match officially. at that point. And Randy had just beat Jake. And if just go back and watch their feud. That was a great feud, by the way, Jake and
Yeah.
Randy. Um, and Jake was just so mad that he lost the match that he was waiting for him in the back. He's in the gorilla position. He grabs a chair and he's just sitting there waiting for Randy and Elizabeth to come into the back because he's just like, come on, come on. And so Randy and Elizabeth get behind the curtain. Jake goes to swing the chair, and then there's Taker grabbing the chair and dropping it right there and hitting Jake. And that was a great moment and a turning point in Taker's career because he was playing a bad guy earlier in the match, and they turned him to be a babyface, which then led to their WrestleMania 7 match, which was it was really good,
Hmm.
and that was Taker's second win, by the way. Was that
Yeah.
his second win? No, I'm sorry, not WrestleMania. Was it? No, WrestleMania 8. I take that back. And just like with Hogan Sid, that was WrestleMania 8, not
Yeah.
WrestleMania 7. I misspoke. Um, that led to their WrestleMania 8 match, which was also Jake's last WWF match until 96.
Yeah.
So, but just I never saw it coming.
No.
It was so unexpected. And like I said, it's a betrayal to be on the flip side of, doing good.
Yeah.
So, but they were together the whole time for like ever since that when Warrior had his feud with Taker. They had sided with each other at that point,
Yeah.
and then it was boom, grab the chair just out of nowhere.
Mm. Yeah. I don't think anybody could disagree with the Vince McMahon betraying Bret Hart.
No,
Just one of the
God,
all-time like worst
yeah,
betrayal, like one of, you know what I mean?
and it's a different kind of betrayal.
Because it's like true, like
Yeah,
this was really like not supposed to happen technically, and
right.
then
Along the lines of like Owen Lex.
yeah,
Yeah,
but dude, and then Brett goes to WCW, and you see what happened there. But
well, well, I mean, obviously the reason why he was going to WCW is because he did. I mean, like that whole sequence, he gives Brett basically it was a $20 million contract. He was going to give him $1 million for 20
mhm,
years, and he had just signed the contract like early summer, either late spring or early summer, somewhere within that period.
yeah,
And then by late summer, Vince, reneged on the deal and said, "Hey, is WCW's, is their offer still on the table for you?" So he had to, and
mm,
it was just like you said, it was just a sequence of things that,
mhm,
yeah,
uh,
that was a horrible. I mean, like I remember I watched that pay per view live. That was, I'm looking at all my brothers, and my two brothers. I'm like, I think this is real.
yeah.
Like this is not part of the storyline.
No, what I know, like, what would you have done? Like, say you were in Brett's shoes and that happened, what would you have done? Like,
Definitely, probably about the same thing he did. I mean,
okay,
I don't know if I would have gone as far as to hit my boss,
yeah,
but I mean, but I don't know. I could have in that situation. I don't know.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure everybody
mhm,
in that position, like you were given this contract, and then like because and Brett, and I'm not saying Brett is entirely an angel through this because I mean,
no,
like
I that's
he should have, done, he should have done the business, and
yeah,
you know, I mean, granted, I mean, should have it been Sean? I mean, I don't know, but you go out there and it's still a business in the end.
mhm,
Like, so
exactly,
you still have to do what not for basically hijack the title. Um,
mhm,
Now I don't believe he would have taken the WWF title to WCW. I don't
yeah,
believe that at all, not one bit. I think he still would have handed the title belt if they went that route with the
mhm,
disqualification or whatever. Just the next night he just hands the title and goes.
yeah,
But and I know he's talked about too that like he wanted to put the title on Steve. He's like, "Give
mhm,
me Steve. I'll put the title on Steve." Not Sean because of their
Yeah.
their hatred between the two. But like I said, in the end, it's still a business. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's not entirely in the right either. He's not
No.
he's not an angel in this.
No.
So
That's that's where I'm at. Yeah, too. Like it just you know different. There's two sides to every story. You know what I mean? Like when
yep,
it comes to that, but
yep,
yeah, and
absolutely agree.
I to me, I'm like the other. It's like I could kind of see where Vince is coming from. Like with like you might not have thought he would have took it, but you never know.
Yeah.
And then what would that have done with WCW compared to WWE at that
Oh,
time? You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
It would have. That's not something you want to risk.
Yeah.
So I can see where Vince is coming
Yeah.
at in that point, but I definitely would have kicked him in the dick though
Uh,
if I was Brett.
Dick
So I
kick,
see both sides.
Dick kick city there, huh?
Mhm.
All right. My last one is one that we go back to WCW. We go back to the NWO. Did not see Eric Bischoff joining the NWO. Did not have that on my bingo card at the time.
No.
And he this is where I'll give Bischoff credit. I mean, he was the first one before then to be evil. Uh well, he wasn't an owner per se. I mean, he was
Mhm.
but he he was the president at the time, but somebody in leadership like that
Yeah.
was the first one in to take it. And I do believe, Vince just and what Vince did then obviously when he did it, he took it to a whole nother level, which is
Yeah.
fine. They each had their own, but I when he turned his back on WCW as WCW president. I mean, talk about a great twist to the story.
Mhm.
And he's just, you know, it was Roddy who was like, "It was you the whole time." Like he was the story leading up was that he was trying to he wanted to have a meeting with Bischoff about trying to get a match for with Hogan,
Mhm.
and it just came to a head when Roddy's like, "You're all part of this, or that you're part of this, Bischoff." And sure enough, there came the NWO, and
Mhm.
you know Bischoff slapping Roddy. But I mean,
Yeah.
that was a great one. I mean, I would have
Yeah.
never thought it.
No. That was definitely yeah, that was a good turning point for
Yeah,
them as well, you know. And it like you said, you never would have I don't think too many people thought that was gonna happen.
yeah,
But my last one, I'm glad you mentioned Bischoff because my last one is gonna be it was me. It was me all along, Austin. The Ministry of Darkness when Vince
yeah,
pulls the thing up and dude it because they had taken over like Stephanie,
yeah,
right, too, and they
yep,
put her up like so I mean back then you like me being younger, I'm not really thinking, oh Vince McMahon.
yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? So when I seen that, I was like, dude, this dude's a douchebag. They
and
just took your daughter and put her up
and it's
and
actually funny you should say that because that when we go back to when Steph turned her back on
Mhm.
Vince and all that, she had mentioned that, and it was already like a year and a half later. She had mentioned that was one of the reasons why she turned her back on Vince.
Mhm.
So
Very good stuff,
yeah,
man.
great stuff.
Um, I don't know. You want to talk a little bit of the depressing weekend of football we had?
No.
Uh, I think we could have put the Green Hornets out there, and they would have done better against Green Bay. I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you think?
They should have definitely the Lions should have played some preseason games, especially
Mhm.
if you know that you're having
Yeah.
um uh a new offensive line for them to get that chemistry.
Yeah.
So they should have played a
Mhm.
preseason, at least one preseason game to try to get that chemistry. I'm not worried. I'm not hitting the panic button yet.
Yeah.
We got Chicago coming up. Great. So I feel pretty good about that.
Mhm.
Uh, man, as much as I hate to say how much because I love JJ.
Yeah.
I hate that he's in the division,
Yeah.
but I'm so glad JJ. I mean, that's the JJ that we know in,
Yeah.
in Minnesota. But getting back to the Lions, though, I mean, it is the Bears. Caleb Williams is not. He's going to be a bust. We all know it. Ben Johnson. There's been times that Ben Johnson's already kicked Caleb Williams out of practice.
Really.
So it's just
And then that's the thing. When I heard Ben Johnson was going there, I was like, he's he's
Ugh,
good. He's got a good offensive mind and stuff like that. But I don't think that's the quarterbacks you're going to be able to change.
yeah,
You know what I mean? No matter what scheme, whatever. But I mean, there was throws. The guys were wide open, and he was overthrowing them.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. Like I said, he was a key part of why
Uh,
Minnesota was able to come back. But I think I'm confident that the Lions can beat the Bears. We just got to have,
yeah.
we have to have a way
Receipts are
better.
coming.
Yeah, you got to have a way better
Yeah.
like running game.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just that chemistry. And like I said, I'm not hitting the panic button, and it's a long season,
Hmm.
and we got Green Bay coming here on Thanksgiving, so
Hmm.
there's plenty of times there's plenty of time to get the adjustments and get your game plan. So it's one game,
Yeah, it's
but I
just.
mean, it's disappointing, very
Hmm.
disappointing. It does kind of put a black cloud over what Tesla had just done.
Yeah,
So other than that, Michigan,
yeah,
not. I wish he would have come out better.
yeah,
I'm not disappointed. I mean, like, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. I wish, like I said, I wish he would have played harder. But it is a young team. We have a freshman quarterback,
hmm,
and at least we got a quarterback.
yeah.
So,
He's
uh,
not he's not turning the ball over,
yeah,
which is a good sign.
right.
I think some of it, like the play calling and
Yeah,
stuff,
right.
mostly like the
And
first game.
I mean, you brought up during the first game with the ball was getting to the receivers.
Yeah,
Receivers were
there was
just
like
not.
what I think there was like 3 or 4 drops,
Yeah,
and then I think 3 of them would have been first
yeah,
downs. So like
yeah.
they would have moved the chains, and then
So
one of them was I
I
think like
like
a
I like Bryce Underwood, and
I'm
I'm liking what I'm seeing
hmm
right now, and we'll see if he overtakes my favorite quarterback of Michigan, JJ. I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
So, other than that, anything else to
No,
come up with?
I think we're good. Um, it's just good to be back,
Yep,
even though I know we haven't seen eye to eye, but we will make it work.
yep. Uh, as I'm watching us, Mo Money Mike and I,
This should have been my top betrayal. See Rebel.
chump rebel.
Who's the guy in the white? I haven't seen him in forever.
I don't know. He's your guy. You tell me.
Toady Joe?
Toady. Well, who knows where he's been? Oh, there's a cosplay Bret Hart.
They should have just hit his music.
But other than that, guys, thank you
Thank you
for
guys.
if you're watching on Twitch, thank you. If you're going to watch on YouTube later, thank you for watching. If you don't have time to watch us, we are on most podcasting platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Odyssey, Amazon Music, Audible, and Pandora. So please go out, find us at Weekly Wrestling Review on those channels, on those platforms. Hit that follow or like button. Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com at Gumpzilla and A-DAM with the dash. Follow if you want to watch us live, we're on Twitch. So at twitch.com, or I'm sorry, twitch.tv/Gumpzilla and A_DAM. So Gumpzilla and A-DAM. Other than that, A-DAM, you got a receipt coming. But until next time, great show.
Same
Thank
to
you.
you. Thank you.
So, guys, we will see you on the next episode of Weekly Wrestling Review.
Lights flash, shadows fall. The ring's alive, it calls us all. Broken ropes, broken dreams, fists flying through the screens. Weekly wrestling review. Gumpzilla A-DAM too. Step in the ring, let's break it down. Champions rise or hit the ground. Tales of glory, tales of pain. Heroes fall and rise again. Turnbuckles crack, rivalries burn in the squared circle. We are tales of pain. Heroes fall and rise again. Turnbuckles crack, rivalries burn. In the squared circle we all learn. Pile drivers, leg locks, fame.